Hello friends! Dogs and cats are often depicted as enemies that don't only dislike each other, but would also never come to one another's aid. However, there are exceptions to this rule. This story happened in rural Russia. A dog named Chernish lived in a very nice kennel, which wasn't made of plywood, but of sturdy wooden boards. Vladimir, the dog's owner, also made sure to insulate his beloved pet's home. It was a doghouse to be proud of. Even a human would be comfortable in such a kennel during the winter, Vladimir would sometimes say. When the cold weather arrived, Chernish felt exceptionally comfortable in his doghouse. He would spend all his time inside, trying not to step outside for no good reason. One could only tell he was there by the tip of his nose sticking out of the kennel. That was why Vladimir was so surprised to see his dog sleeping outside in the snow. Chernish quickly got up, pretending that he wasn't sleeping, but he couldn't deceive his owner. The dog looked very sleepy, as if he had slept the whole night outside. "You could catch a cold," Vladimir exclaimed in horror. "Don't ever do that again." Chernish looked at his owner as if he understood what the man said. So Vladimir calmed down. However, the dog didn't go inside his kennel for the next night either, spending the night outside again. The young man couldn't understand what was happening. In the morning, when he brought Chernish's food, Vladimir peeked inside the doghouse to try and figure out what scared his pet. When Vladimir looked inside Chernish's kennel, he saw a cat with 2 kittens there. The animal gave the man an unfriendly look, but didn't move. Taking a risk, the man moved the cat and her kittens inside the house. The kennel was warm, but the kittens were too small to be comfortable there. Besides, Chernish couldn't keep sleeping on the snow as he could get sick. The cat didn't appreciate the man's initiative. She hissed at him and even tried to scratch him. But the man didn't back down. When he placed the cat on a little mattress, she immediately calmed down and started licking her kittens. She allowed Vladimir to give her food, but didn't let him come close enough to pet her. Chernish watched everything with great concern. He ran around his owner, never taking his eyes off of the cat. The man even had to let his dog inside the house because Chernish refused to believe that everything was all right with his friend. After making sure that no harm was done to the cat, the dog finally relaxed. Sometime later, Vladimir found new owners for one of the kittens, but he decided to keep the other one. The mother cat ran off somewhere. She must have been one of those independent cats who didn't want an owner. She would only come by once in a while to check in on her kitten and her old friend, who had once saved her from freezing to death. Chernish turned out to be a very good adoptive parent for the little kitten. The little animal settled right next to him in the kennel. Apparently, the kitten saw it as its home. And here's another amazing story. Several years ago, Tai Bui, a resident of San Jose, California, found a sick and emaciated kitten on the street. The poor creature was too weak to even stand up. Hoping to help the unfortunate animal, the young woman took the cat home and started observing the little one's condition. "I feared that despite all the care, the little kitten wouldn't survive even the first night because she was too weak and lethargic," the woman recalled. Tai named the kitten Rosie. Soon, the woman's husky, Lilo, started showing interest in the kitten. The dog approached the little animal, sniffed her, and immediately understood that she needed help. After that, something incredible happened. Lilo took on the role of the kitten's mother and began to take care of Rosie as best as she could. After Lilo met Rosie, she started taking care of her as if she were her own puppy. She cleaned her, warmed her, and even helped her eat, Tai said. After a few weeks of tender care and love, Rosie got better and could finally get up and walk a little on her own. And a couple of months later, the cat was already running around the yard together with Lilo and Infinity, Tai's second dog. Having noticed the strong bond between the husky and the kitten, Tai decided to keep Rosie. Thus, the cat became another pet member of the Bui family. Rosie grew up curious, smart, and sassy. Years have passed, but the cat and the dog are still best friends. They love taking naps together, playing, traveling, and joining us on outdoor adventures such as hiking and kayaking, Tai said. And the next story is about a dog, a true hero who saved many lives. Her name was Ginny, and she is still remembered as the cat-saving dog. Almost 900 cats and kittens owe their lives to this remarkable dog and her owner, Philip Gonzalez. The story of Ginny and Philip's introduction is quite unusual, as both had gone through a lot by that time. In 1990, Ginny, a Schnauzer and Siberian Husky mix, was recovering in a shelter after her own rescue. She was found in an abandoned house with her 3 puppies. They were locked in a closet without food or water. Dehydrated and exhausted, with her hair falling out, the future cat savior did her best to protect her puppies when they were being rescued. Philip Gonzalez, a Vietnam War veteran, was also going through difficult times. Just recently, he had a good income and was optimistic about his future. Unfortunately, he injured his right hand while working at a factory. The incident left him disabled, and the man lost any desire to leave his house whatsoever. Sheila Harris, Philip's neighbor, was concerned about his prolonged depression and convinced the man to adopt a companion dog from a shelter. On his way to the shelter, Philip was thinking about getting a larger pet, like a Doberman or a Rottweiler. However, as he was getting acquainted with a Doberman, a little scruffy dog from another cage started licking Philip's hand. He didn't pay attention to the little dog at first because he was too busy with the Doberman. But Sheila, who accompanied Philip that day, persuaded him to take the little dog for a stroll around the shelter. Philip and Ginny, that's the name Philip gave her, returned from the walk as friends. And after filling out the paperwork, they went home together. On the 3rd day, as Philip took his new dog on a walk, there was a surprise waiting for him in the nearest vacant lot. Ginny, like hundreds of other dogs, saw a cat and rushed to it. She started licking the animal and playing with it. Soon, all the kittens and cats living nearby became Ginny's friends. She played with them and gave them rides on her back. Philip decided that Ginny needed a cat companion. Together, they went back to the shelter. Philip prepared for the long process of choosing a new pet. However, Ginny's decision was instant. The dog stopped near a cage with a seemingly ordinary white kitten. 2 days later, it became apparent that the kitten was completely deaf. On their next visit to the shelter, when Philip decided to help with some food for the animals there, Ginny chose another companion, a one-eyed cat. She stopped by its cage and didn't move. Philip and Ginny left the shelter together with the cat. A few days later, on their way to the veterinarian, the dog found a stray cat with frostbitten hind legs and a rope around its neck. The veterinarian suggested putting the foundling to sleep, but Philip took it home instead. Ginny didn't just love cats. She seemed to consider it her calling to save those cats who wouldn't survive without help. Ginny unfailingly found cats in need of help. She found them on construction sites, in abandoned houses, in drainage pipes, and in other dangerous places. Once, while pulling an exhausted kitten out of a box with broken glass, Ginny injured her paws until they bled. Ginny and Philip saved more than 900 cats. Philip found a new meaning in life. He wrote 2 books about his unusual pet. Of course, almost all the proceeds from the book sales were spent on saving more cats. Moreover, Philip also established a foundation to help homeless animals. Ginny received numerous awards and titles. Among them was a Golden Heart from the Animal Medical Center in New York, as well as the Cat of the Year award she got at a cat show in Westchester, USA in 1998. The life of this amazing dog ended on August 25, 2005. Well, that's all for today, friends. Which of today's stories did you find the most touching? Let us know in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the episode. Thanks for watching. See you next time.